Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. Thankfully, we already got through Raw. And we all know, again, a lot of people had to miss because of a lot of different things. So can't really say anything bad about it. Yeah. At least they kept the show going, even though most of the people, again, it was out of precaution. But, a lot of the people were missing. So it is what it is. It was what it was. And it was good as they could do with that many people having to sit out just, to be cautionary. So the show could still go on Saturday. So on to 2.0. Starts off with Grayson Waller. He hurts my head. Him against Odyssey Jones, and shocker, he beats Odyssey Jones. So I still don't understand why they talked him up so much in the breakout tournament. They're just going to have him lose to everybody. It really doesn't make any sense when you think about it. I mean, they talked him up that much, and now he just goes out and jobs to everyone, which is mesmerizing when you think about it. Because they were talking him up. But they're still doing it better than what happened with Baldy. Duke Hudson, better off than him. At least he still has his hair. But AJ shows up, throws out a challenge for New Year's Evil next week. So we'll see how that goes. They seem to have a lot of star power going towards New Year's Evil. So I mean, AJ, Riddle, Walter's coming back. He's going to be there. I mean, they're throwing everything out there at it. So I mean, whether it's ratings or whatnot, it's gonna be good. Legit, Waller walks into MSK backstage. MSK calls out Imperium, even though they're there without Riddle. Walter challenges them to a 6-man tag. Again, like I said, next week. And I do like all of them in the ring, and Walter and Riddle like throwing in the thing. So I think it'll be a good match. Again, Walter and Riddle, being in there too, and Riddle coming off the main roster to do it. We'll see what happens. Him not being there, that was kind of weird, but travel and everything. It's difficult to be here, there, and everywhere, but I still think it should be good, better than a lot of stuff. So I'm excited about it. I mean, I'm looking forward to see Walter again. I haven't seen him in months. So he put on a hell of a match last time we saw him. He did a hell of a match with Ciampa. At Stand and Deliver. I mean, like, there was a lot of good stuff. So I'm excited for the match. Just got to see how it all comes through, and just hopefully the night is worth it, or they get the rating that I'm sure they're looking for with all the main roster people like AJ they're throwing out there. Like, hey, what, AJ is going to be on there, so please watch it. It feels like one of those for me. But again, who else? I mean, not very many people better suited to be in that situation in the main roster to come down there, because he can work with anyone there, and you'll really quick find out how good they are. It'll still be a good match because it's AJ Styles. But you'll find out real quick, fast, and in a hurry what you have with whoever he's in the ring with. So that's good. Whole Cora, Jade, and Raquel Gonzalez stuff. Starts out with them getting interviewed backstage. Io and Kaylee Ray show up, claim their stake to the title. Mandy suddenly, there she is on the screen because she's the champion. She'll make it happen. She's hurting my head, but makes it those two go at it, and whichever team wins is the new, going to be the people in the triple threat next week, which got Toxic Attraction out of the match. So I don't know why they did that, but gave a new twist for everything, even though nothing changed, and it's still Raquel, Cora, and Mandy next week. I just think Raquel's done there, and Cora's not. They're just putting too much into Mandy. They did too much. Like, why would they make Cora Jade, champion this early after they built up Mandy and Toxic Attraction so much? So it wouldn't make any sense for me there. But I mean, they had a decent match throughout the end. All the idiots, the drama, you always have to have between teams when they're going into a match or a title the next week, but they're teaming up then. Had all that normal idiocy to it. But I really just don't see Mandy losing next week. So as of right now, I don't. I mean, it's too perfect. They did too much, putting too much effort for her to lose. Might not like that opinion, but it's the one I got. We'll see. You also got to see Zion Quinn lay on ultimatum for Elektra Lopez. That was either him or Legado. Yeah, until the end of the night. Later on, we see Legado, Elektra, and all that, and Solo Sikoa walks into them. They make a match for later in the night. And I will say that was a great match. I mean, that was the best one Solo's had. And again, out there with, Santos Escobar, Wild Mendoza, Lopez, all out there. We all know I mean, Santos Escobar can go. I mean, so can, Wild and Mendoza, they can go. Still not a big fan of Electra Lopez, but I'm just not getting it. But I feel like they just put her in there to fit the role. So, but Solo, I mean, he actually did. I thought he actually looked really, really good for, getting to be there in the ring with a talent like Escobar. No offense to the other guys he was with. They didn't put him out there against, top tier talents. And look how long Escobar was, cruiserweight champion, having all these great matches. They put him in there with, Cross at one point before, him and Scarlett are gone. But it was still a good night. All the stupid that you would expect with, Legato getting involved and all that. Of course that was going to happen, but I mean, my main takeaways, I thought that was the best match that Solo's had. Again, look who was in the ring with, they said, here you go against someone good, and Escobar's level. Again, no offense to the other guys, but experience wise and all that, they're not there. So they're, they're not as fine tuned as I believe Escobar is, regardless of what you think about him. The guy could still wrestle better than most of the people that they're trying to push right now. And of course, we saw Zion. He had to, be involved somewhat. How, and I'm looking forward to him and Santos Escobar, because I think, again, those two could put on a great match if afforded the proper opportunity to do it. Whether that's next week, which doesn't look like it, or weeks down the road, I don't know. But I think that could be really, really good. And then they had Boa attack Solo backstage. He had the makeup on, and suddenly he didn't. One of those. So we'll see where that goes. So they've been trying to get Boa going for so long now. I mean, it's really been since Zaya started, and I think it's still look where she is now, and look where he still is. So, I'm not really sold on it. Hopefully they just make a good match out of it, at least a decent match between them. Because if they're still there, they're talented. Well, actually, Solo's never going to go anywhere, probably, but just because who he's related to. But yeah, that whole Boa thing. I mean, that time is coming up, so we got to see what they're going to do about it. I think Rapper get off the pot. It's been there for a very long time. They've been trying to do this whole he doesn't have control over the thing that he got, all the powers he got from Megan, whatever the hell her name was. So if they harness it and get the character and he gets it on point, I mean, that could be really good. It's just if he actually gets there, and after this amount of time, I'm not sure he's going to get there. And I'm pretty sure Solo's going to be the one to go over on it, but we'll see. Again, that did happen, and well, we know Solo's related to, so we know who will be the loser when it comes to see you later bye out of the two of them. Harland with Joe Gacy defeated Andre Chase, because Kendrick wasn't there. Whatever, who cares? I don't like Chase. We all know I don't like Andre Chase, that Chase U thing. But or Gacy or Harland. Well, I mean, there's really just no point to it. Wins by referee stoppage, kidnaps a student from Chase U, drops him right up near the edge of the roof, and walks away. And it was just dumb. Like, all of it was dumb. I hate it all. Hurts my head. If they could please get rid of it, that would hurt. That would help everyone. It would help us all immensely. All of our migraines would go away when they come on. Like, there's people that never watch wrestling. They're like, yeah, this is stupid. There's people that watch B and C graded movies and find humor in it and think it sucks. Like, it's just not good. I don't like it. I never will like it. I'll never like Harland. Andre Chase is just dumb, the whole thing of it. So he doesn't go out there and get mauled. And there's so much better stuff that they could be trying to push. And people, that's all new generation. We'll try to give more people opportunity than just it's just I don't keep forcing them down. It's not going to work. Look how long it took Roman to work. It took him going away, due to COVID, and then coming back completely 180. The tribal chief, and look at him now, over like Rover. It finally stuck and worked. But I hate it all. Tony D'Angelo does a vignette about Pete Dunne. Let's just let them get to the ring whenever they can, because the character I hate in ring work. And he's better than a lot of the guys they're trying to push right now. So I will give him that. just the character and the gimmick hurts my head to like no end. The contract signing between North American champion Carmelo Hayes, of course, Trick Williams is there, and cruiserweight champ Roderick Strong with, Dynamite. Obviously, there. Wade hosting it, it's about as dumb as you could expect it to be. I will say Carmelo, he's great in the ring, but his talking it's not there. In my opinion, when he was talking, it just felt forced and just not natural and free flowing. It felt very much like Lashley half the time to me. You're going, yeah, like, you're not feeling it. You can tell when they're not feeling it. And, it just didn't feel good and natural to me. Roddy was talking better. And I'm pretty sure he's got a foot out the door, so I think this is a great run he's doing, but one foot out the door, and he did better than, Carmelo. So we'll see how that goes. And Trick ate a table, obviously. That's what he's there for. Didn't improve. Like, I thought the whole thing was just bad. So, we'll see from there. And then last but not least, besides my printer, like full on possessed behind me. Full on. It's been dinging this whole time. But Tiffany Stratton finally debuting and defeating, Fallon Henley. I don't know about all of y'all, but I was nowhere near impressed. Like at all. You built it all the way up, all those vignettes for that long, and then that. Like, it was so bad I saved it for the end. Like, and that. I purposely was going, okay, that's all done from that thing. That's all done from that thing. And we'll keep that for like, because that was just abysmal. That was the drizzling, gurgling, just runny liquid, just like, that was terrible. Like, to me. And everyone that actually responded, Dan responded. Justin didn't, Drew didn't. But that back handspring clothesline thing, whatever the hell that was in the corner, was disgusting. That was gross. That was terrible. That was well beyond poorly done. That was horrible. Keep her very far away from like y'all got to work on that. All those vignettes, and that's what we got in that match. You're having a match, like, just think against, Fallon Henley. Who the hell hurt her? Like, it's just a basic, simple thing to make her look good, and she looked really bad. So, for the love of everything holy, let's actually improve that wrestling skill before we stick her back out there, because that was abysmal. That, like, I even searched, found the exact time to send people the video. They didn't get to see it yet. I'm like, oh my God, skip to this. That was disgusting. Please comment, tell me what you think. Do something, reach out to me. Call me, text me. I don't care. Email me. Smoke signals. That was gross. That was terrible. That ruined the whole damn thing for me. They could have the greatest night ever. That ruined it, because that was just that bad. To me, at least. That sucked. Thankfully, even though we had a bunch of trios matches and all kinds of stuff on Dynamite, at least that didn't completely, like, that Tiffany Stratton thing sucked. Harland and all that sucked. Tony D sucked. The contract signing was a waste. Solo and Santos had a good match. That Zion thing continued. Waller sucked. Cora Raquel, Io, and Kaylee Ray. I mean, we all knew that was going to be good, but still, like, there was a lot more suck to that night. It was a letdown, because they were actually, I feel, doing better for a couple weeks there. We're all saying, that wasn't completely terrible. And then, like, that was just a why, like, can I get those 2 hours back in my life? Like, damn, sucked, terrible. I'm not even going to give it a grade. I'll give it if any of my teachers from high school are watching this right now, grades like they gave me. Pretty sure at one point I had like a 0.4 GPA. Didn't care, and I sucked. I was actually bored and just didn't want to do any of it, because I was like, yeah, and my brain already moved on. But like, that show sucked. Thankfully, Dynamite was, a little better. And again, they were at Daly's place there in Jacksonville, and I didn't get to see, just because scheduling and timing in my brain, like rehab from getting run over, not for drugs, anything. I didn't get to see a lot of their stuff at Daly's place, or any of their stuff, really. I just got to see, here and there. So this is the first, like, full show I got to see at Daly's place, and I actually kind of dug the setup. And JR got to make his, his debut again. He came back cancer-free. It was the last show for AEW on TNT before moving to the mothership, as they call it, TBS. And, it was just, It was really good to see the reception for JR. Punk gave him some nice words, who also made his first, time at Daly's Place for the company. Like, it was all like that. It started off, and just to see him back. He really is like the voice of, so many moments in wrestling history. He is the voice. Even if he slips every once in a while, I slip all the time, and I have strokes and all kinds of things. So good on him. It was really good to see him come back and do his thing. And to get a little shout out from Punk there was nice. FTR, Matt Hardy, and Private Party defeated Jurassic Express, Christian Cage, and the Lucha Bros after Christian tagged himself into the match. I think it was Penta tagged in the back there, and then he got rolled up and pinned. So we're gonna have to see what everything goes. Christians with Jurassic Express, Lucha Bros are, so it was a loss for both teams, which, so whatever, and Matt, my takeaway though is Matt threw a lot of deletes in there. Like, they seemed like they were just trying to get everyone that was there. A lot of people, give them a good show there after everything that Daly's Place meant to them during the pandemic and all of that, because it really was a big part of it. Just because you couldn't travel a lot, Florida was one of the few places you could do really anything, of that scale. So, there's a home for them. And, so they got a lot of, tag team matches, 10-man, 6-man. Like, they had a lot of them. Really felt like to get a lot of people on the show, which I'm okay with it, in this situation, just because, it's the last one on, get a lot of guys on there that were there for TNT, before they switch over to get them all in the match, get a lot of people again there at Daly's Place because of everything that it meant during COVID and all that. So I was okay with all that. Like, it might have, there might have been a 10-man tag, then a 6-man tag, then a 6-man tag. Like, there was a lot of big tag matches, but it was good. And I got to see Matt Hardy. He seemed to do a lot of deletes. Yeah, a lot more since Jeff got released. So see what happens with that. 2.0 and Daniel Garcia defeated Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz. 2.0 steals it with another handful of tights. Garcia gets taken out by a ring bell. Jericho shows up and makes a save the bat. Then Eddie gets in his face, and they have all that. So I guess we'll see what happens with all of that. Yeah, but got to see Jericho one more time there. Hey, at least that means the Fozzy tour's done, and he's back stateside. And he was good after the health thing when he was over there too. So good for him. Him and see what him and Eddie do. But again, for Daly's Place and all that, like, it probably meant a lot just to have him back for that last one. Wardlow defeated Colin Delaney. Like, move on. Dan Lambert ran a suck about Brandy and a lot about stripper stripper being a stripper and stripper's name Brandy and all that. She said she was a black bitch. But yeah, let's see what happens between that and Cody, and Dustin comes out to make, be the peace, whatever. Whatever. Jade Cargill, Smart Mark defeated Thunder Rosa. I thought it was a good match until, the run in at the end to hit Thunder Rosa. Yeah, so now it's Jade and Ruby in the finals next week. At least we're finally to the finals of that tournament. Person being Mercedes Martinez. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, my personal opinion, it was nice to see her compared to the last time I saw her, which I'm pretty sure is after Zaya at least straight up knocked her out in that NXT match. I mean, everything, she was gone. So it's better, it's good to see her there. Problem is though, she's there with Jade and Smart Mark and all them. Like, we know they're going to keep pushing Jade undefeated and all that towards the titles, and I think it'll be a bit while before she's actually doing anything that means anything. But having her there, because she has been doing it for forever. I mean, we all know that. To work with some of the younger talent that they have could still be really, really good to help just improve everyone overall. So there is that. We'll see what happens with Ruby and Jade next week. Mercedes gets involved or what her role is going to be altogether. But again, it was good to see her, because the last time I remember seeing her was when she was flat out, like, knocked out on Matt on NXT. So way back when, before 2.0 is even a thing. So again, though, you guys will probably agree, like, there's just so much going on there. The women's division and TBS title and all that. So we'll see what they do. I don't know. I wasn't really big. Like, her work is, gotten better, but her just yelling at every move she makes. And then she was a Robert Stone. Like they just used her wrong and her style and stuff just didn't mix well with the machine. I never thought it would. And then when she got there, I mean, look what happened. I mean, her with Robert Stone, there's just wasn't a lot of stuff. So hopefully it goes better, but I don't see it getting any better. Brian Pillman Jr. challenged, Malachi Black to a match next week, and the usual lights go out, come back on. This time Black was standing on the apron, on the ramp. I mean, takes his helmet off. Yeah, like headgear. I was called headgear. Lights go back out and he's gone. They come back on. I mean, you could see him going around the corner there in the short little tunnel because it was so tiny as the lights came back on that shot. But whatever. I mean, Pillman's going to lose. We all know it. So, yeah, move on from that. And then the main event, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly defeat the best friends, being Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor. And yeah, it was actually a fairly decent match, and the crowd was into it all night, which was good. But the Bucks come out, super kicks, Kyle gets the win. Dynamite won that he was standing outside the ring with the Bucks and leaving Kyle and Bobby in the ring. Like, it's just dumb how they're doing it. Also, see what they do with it. Like, that really did turn me off. Like, if we just come up with something else, like one week he's turning on them, next week he's going with them. Like, just crap or get off the pod or just figure it out already, because I'm over it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm over it. Like, we know it's going to be drawn out, but yeah, flip-flopping every 5 seconds just hurts my brain. But overall, I'll say Dynamite was better than 2.0 for me. Personally, you can always feel differently. Free country, you can do that. Yeah. We'll see where they go from all of it, but there's so much dumb across the board. See how long it takes Wardlow to finally, turn on MJF and Sean Spears and all that. And again, see what Mercedes does, but New Year's Evil should be good. And again, they're bringing lots of people out for that too. So, AJ Styles, Riddle, Walter's back. Like, they're pulling out all the stops. So really, the matches are going to be good. I'm just interested to see, excuse me, what the ratings are going to be, because it's just minus good matches. It really does seem like a ratings thing to see if they can, get them up, to suddenly say this is all the new generation and they're bringing all of that firepower out. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Overall, for the week, though, Monday through Wednesday, Dynamite won, just match-wise. 2.0 is just so much wasted time and headaches. And again, I'm not even talking trash about Raw because there were so many people that were out and getting held out precautionary, just, because of COVID outbreaks and stuff. So they didn't chance catching it because of day one coming up on Saturday. So fully get that, to keep the show going. Yeah, that's, video things, vignettes, that's completely acceptable in the situation this close to the pay-per-view. So err on the side of caution just to make sure you don't ruin it, because you got all this built up pay-per-view and then suddenly all your champion, like a bunch of your people, go down. Like, what do you do then? Like, that literally would kill everything. No one can afford that, no matter how big of a company you are, having a pay-per-view completely tank. So overall, not a bad night. Could have been better, but they all can be. Not a bad week. A lot of stuff could have been better, but as Raw doesn't count, I still thought Raw was better than 2.0. One bad, but yeah. Look forward to see what they do tomorrow night. Yeah, we got good weekend. We got SmackDown. They're going to show the top matches and moments and all that. We know that of the year. We got Rampage. Just having New Year's Smash. We got all kinds of stuff going on for the weekend. We got day one, which is an exciting thing. So it shouldn't be that. And then next week, Raw, New Year's Evil. Like, so there's some good stuff coming up, but good thing is going to be tomorrow. Should be doing the year in review special tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. Thinking I'm going to have Dan on here, maybe, Hannah, who knows? We'll see, but that'll be tomorrow. And then I'm going to start going Mondays and Thursdays every week from then on, unless, again, there's a pay-per-view or something. I'm probably going to do a pre-show on Saturday before day one, depending on how I feel. So we'll see with all that. But there's definitely a year in review tomorrow, pre-show Saturday, and then probably a quick reaction on Sunday, or I'll throw that in to, yeah, I'll do that. Do a reaction on Sunday. But otherwise, I start doing Mondays and Thursdays every week, cover Friday and everything that happens over the weekend on Mondays. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You don't have to hear this voice as much, but make sure you look forward to it. You check it out. Tomorrow, though, is going to be a good one with Dan. So let me know what you guys think about the show. Like, share, comment, and repeat on all of them. Again, really, don't forget about tomorrow. Me and Dan, your interview. We're probably going to talk for forever, but it'll be a good one. So check it out. And I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night. And like always, my friends, until next time, be good to each other. Peace.